Good afternoon. The Know Nothing Cook coming to you from the Know Nothing Kitchen. Today, excuse me, as you know, I got two 50-pound bags of potatoes down in the magic basement of mine, the magic kingdom down there. And when you buy that many potatoes, you gotta have a little bit of a game plan. So part of my game plan was my daughter's a vegetarian, and I think Indian cooking is a lot of. I think it's a lot of vegetarian. I'm not really sure. I don't know. Obviously, I don't know. And I went on the YouTube channel Bhavana's Kitchen, Bhavana, I believe is her channel, and she's Indian. And I got an idea from her. Potato nests, little potato pockets. So here I peeled 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 kind of small potatoes, probably equal to 2 or 4 and big ones. Anyways, I'm peeling them, and I don't have a hand shredder, which I thought I did, so I'm gonna shred them into in the food processor here. And once they're shredded, we'll show you as we go along. Squeeze the water out, I believe she said. But anyways, we're gonna salt, teaspoon of salt, pink salt obviously, because we're putting a dent in it. Probably 2 teaspoons of black pepper, and 1 or 2 teaspoons of cornstarch, and we'll put them in. I haven't decided yet which cupcake, this one or the small one. I'm going to see what the potatoes look like first, and we'll show you that part when we get to it and tell you what the game plan is for them. Okay, I tell you what, this here food processor, is that what it's called? Man, this thing is fast. Anyways, when you peel the potatoes, put them in submerge them in cold water so they don't brown. Got to say that sooner. And then I put them through this food processor. I did about half on the skinny side, which is the second side I did, and the other half was on the coarse side. So I think it's just a texture type thing. I don't know. It's the way I did it. I don't think it makes a difference. Oh, how about this? And that's what it's going to look like. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a ball, and I'm going to squeeze the excess water out of it, and we'll let you know if there's any water that was squeezed out of it. Okay. If I happen to do this, excuse me again, if I do this again, I got to come up with a better way of pulling the potatoes out of here, because I'll say one thing. I made not so much a mess, but it was kind of funny not knowing what you're doing, trying to get the potato out of here. And then yeah, I'm gonna squeeze. I squeeze them over the sink, the first part. But I want to show you. You get quite a bit of water out of them. I mean, you're not seeing much here, but multiply this by about 8 or 9. You get about a half a cup to a cup of water when you squeeze it. And then let me take it to the next scene here, and get a little excuse me. Now here we have, over here we have the potatoes in a ball. And oh, excuse me, I got a tickle. We're gonna go with, what did I say, teaspoons of black pepper. I should just shake. Probably be quicker and easier. That's what I'm going to do with the salt. But I figure about 2 teaspoons of black pepper. And a couple of shakes of salt, which is going to be, I don't know, it's, I guess say a teaspoon. Really don't know. But a few turns, Give it a couple of generous turns. And then here we have cornstarch. And we'll put in about 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Being that we're not baking, we just want a ballpark figure. And when we do this, we'll mix it up. Give it a good mixing. And we'll be back to show you kind of what it looks like. Wonder why I got a tickle in my throat. I greased these with Pam. I'm going to use the bigger ones to start off with. I don't know if I put too much in there. Looks like it's swimming. Now, I remember my aunt telling me, and I'll be repeating this when I do the gnocchi recipe, is you don't want to use too much flour or cornstarch when you're dealing with the potatoes. Okay, now I put it in, and then I'm kind of hoping with the small and the big shreddings that they kind of interlock with each other. I don't know. I don't even know if that makes sense, but that's what you do. You grab a little handful, I assume, throw them in here, and this one, I may have enough to do this. What's this? 3, 6, 9, 12. I don't know. And then I may have enough to do the small ones. When these are done, we'll probably freeze them because there's no vegetables now. All the vegetables are in the supermarket or from, I don't know where they're from, but they're not really like they are from the farmer's market. So the farmer's market hopefully will be open before these are freezer burn. I don't know if I'm putting enough in here. They're like little Easter baskets too, I think, when they're done. What it looked like. So they might even become like a bean soup. We can only get like red and green and yellow beans. We make little bean baskets for Easter with them. But anyways, that's what we're going to do. Like this. And then we're going to put the oven. I have the oven heating up to 350. We're going to throw it in the oven at 350, maybe for about 20 to 30 minutes. I'll let you know when I get there. They're supposed to get nice and golden brown. We'll see. And I think it'll be easier than frying. Not frying. Yeah, frying. You can deep fry these also, which would be awesome. But that's a little bit out of my league. We get to boil to deep fry these. Anyways, we'll show you the finished concoction. Before. That's what we got. 14. The after in a half hour. Okay, it's 10 seconds now of short of a half hour. Where am I here? I want to get my trusty pink glove out. And let's see what they look like. I haven't looked. And they are, I don't know if they're done. Uh-oh. Bear with me. I never made these before. Okay, 30 minutes. They're brown on the top. Here, let me, whoop, I'm sorry. Let's pull one out and see what they look like. I got sidetracked. Usually we're cleaning up while everything's cooking, but Brother Dan called me and he kind of sidetracked me a little bit. And these are too mushy. So I don't know if I squeezed enough of water out of them, but I'm going to put them back in the oven for 5 minutes at a time, but I will check them periodically. Because when Bafna, I hope I'm not screwing her name up. When she took them out, they were very firm. So I'm gonna put them in for another once I hear that thing beep. I mean, they cooked, they kind of pulled away. Okay, let's not bore you. We're gonna see what they look like in 5 minutes. Okay, we ended up doing this for 35 minutes.
So
this is what they look like.
What do you gonna make with them?
What are we gonna make? Well, we're gonna make my version of a samosa.
What's that?
Or it's the potato and bean mixture. But since these are potatoes, we might go with we might do the Marinucci version. Is the we'll add a little Italian to them, like a pepper and a bean and a couple of maybe small seasonings. I don't think I'm going to put potatoes in here because they are potatoes. But when we get to that part 2, we're going to call this one part 1. Hopefully we didn't screw it up. I think I used red potatoes instead of Idaho brown potatoes, and that could be another issue, but you know me, can't do anything. We got to do it off the wall. But they look like they're pretty good. They look like little bird's nest or little Easter baskets, and we're gonna we thought we can freeze these. I don't know how they're gonna freeze. I'm gonna research that, but it's either gonna be in the summer or very shortly. And that is the potato nest, and we'll get back to you shortly.